Hello, YouTube. I have been meaning to do an update for the longest. Camera's dirty. But I just been so tired. So I need to give y'all the rundown. Yeah, I'm in bed. I need to do like a little update. Like, look here, YouTube. Laying in the bed update. Because I'm always in bed when I'm like, let me record. But I'm gonna give you an update. I don't think I've been here. Been on like months. Update. I had another surgery on my nerve stimulator in December. So January, 2 months ago. Actually, I think I'm at 9 weeks. I think it's what the doctor said. So on that note, I had surgery December 6, 2019. I was really nervous because obviously people that hasn't seen my channel, I had surgery like maybe a year. It was like a year and 2 months before that, like all together. Same surgery and almost died. Aspirate doing surgery. They had a hard time getting me up, sent me home. I was having trouble breathing. That's what started it. And I was like, well, I just had surgery. That could be it. Now, I wasn't sleeping until I started on this. But, I had surgery. I have asthma. And that has to be it. A couple days later, I'm like, I'm really uncomfortable. Like, I can't lay down. I feel like I'm choking. So I called the surgeon office, the people that did my surgery, and I'm like, I need to come in and be checked out. And they was like, well, she has people there. I was like, I don't care. She is going to see me today, and she's going to see me as soon as I get there. So I get there. She was like, well, you're not wheezing, but you did look pale. I don't give a damn. But the crazy thing is, they didn't have anything there to check my pulse. Pale as a ghost. And they wanted me to go to the hospital to do my surgery. And I was like, no. I actually went to the hospital that I worked at. And I only had to wait a few minutes and they got me back. Did an x-ray because they was actually checking to see if I had a blood clot from surgery. And they took me back for an x-ray. Actually, CT scan. That's what it was, CT scan. And the doctor comes back and was like, good news is that you don't have a blood clot, but you have aspirated pneumonia and your lung is full. We have to keep you. By this time, my oxygen has already dropped. I'm pale as a ghost, and I have oxygen by this time. They had to give me something to slow down my heart rate and all this stuff by this time. So by this time, it's just a mess. So by this time, they're trying to get me up to a room so they can start antibiotics to help get stuff moved. So I stayed that night, and by the time I get to a room, the pulmonary doctor's waiting for me. He was like, if I would have went home and laid down, probably would have died. Or if I would have waited, I guess, one more day or something, I would have been dead. And he said if I would have been older, I probably would have been dead because that's how bad it was. And I waited 4 days before I actually went to get checked. Because I was like, I just had surgery. And it's probably just what it is. But by by that weekend, like my mama called checking me. I'm like, I am dying. Like I can't breathe. I can't talk on the phone. I can't eat, drink. Like every time I cough, I would have to sit up. And that's what it was. But back to the doctor's office. So I was in there. They had a thing to check my pulse. That would have created a lot of it. Like, if they would have had the thing to check my pulse, they would have known something was really wrong. I am the reason why they had that in the doctor's office now at the urologist that I go to, which is a damn shame. So, that was that. So, I was on the regular floor then. I think the next day that, or 2 days later, I was going to tachycardic. Well, they sent me down to X-ray, and I went in a wheelchair. They came and got me again, and the other pulmonary doctor made them take me in the bed, and I heard him talking, and was like, "Move her to the 5th floor," and I might move her to the 5th floor, and then not everybody knew I worked there. Like, transport knew, and then like maybe a few nurses, and I was like 5th floor. Like, so I know something's really wrong then, because 5th floor is hospice, ICU, and like intensive care. Like, something's like truly wrong when you go up to that floor. And I'm like, what is going on? He was like, I'll talk to you when you get back. I'll see you on the 5th floor. And by this time, I'm panicking because my parents don't live there. Maybe my sister did. Then I'm like, I've really got to call my mom and dad if something's really wrong, because I need them to come get here. And when I finally got there, at first they weren't telling me anything. And I'm like, I asked one of the nurses, I'm like, tell me the truth. No matter how bad it's going to hurt me, I need to know. He was like, you're respiratory and tachycardic failure. Like, you're on this floor, so if we have to give you CPR, we can get to you fast. My heart just stopped. I'm like, oh my God. Like, then I was maybe 31. I was like, shut up. I panicked because I was like, because I work here, so I know the 5th floor is no good. So, freak out. Called my mom. Well, I called my sister. She called my mom. My mom there was there for hours. That night I had an incident where I was in tachycardic respiratory failure. My heart was going crazy. They called the emergency doctor that was on call that night. They actually had to give me morphine to slow my heart down, which I did not know. When you're on hospice, they give you that to make you comfortable and to slow your heart down. I was like, oh my God. But he was like, it's going to slow your heart down. And they was like, I needed to try to go to sleep so it would slow my heart down. And as all this was going on, my mom walks in because, they live out of town. And they actually look at my mom and look at my sister and was like, yeah, she can't breathe. She's having a very hard time. Don't panic, because if you panic, it's going to make her panic and it's going to make it worse. I was in ICU 8 days. About the 8th day, I was like, I'm ready to go home. Like, at this time, I'm going to have like a mental breakdown at this point if I don't get to go home. Because, they took good damn care of me. Because I was bad off. It was at the point where they was like, they don't know if they's gonna have to, I guess, put a tube in you and drain it out. One point they was just like, they told me I was real bad off and they didn't know how I was gonna go. I was on oxygen most of the time there. Every time they would try to like gradually turn it down, like I would panic because I couldn't breathe. At one point they would make me do like the side commode, because every time I would get up and go to the bathroom, I would go tachycardic. I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. And like, it was to the point where like, they would, like, I had my name blocked where I couldn't have visitors other than my mom and my sister. They wouldn't let nobody in the room because every time somebody would talk to me, I would go in tachycardic or respiratory failure. Like, they was like, she cannot have visitors at all, other than her mom and my sister. So it was just like so depressing. So they would take me a long time to get out the funk. Um, I had problems with my battery off and on for the year, and they finally did an X-ray, figured out that it had pulled out the nerve. So exactly on my year checkup, he told me I was going to have another surgery. You can talk about mental breakdown that day, and I'm like, I cannot take no more. So when I finally got the courage, because I even seen my primary care that day, and she was like, you just don't look good. And she's like, what happened with the urologist? And I'm like, he told me I was going to have another surgery. And she was like, you just don't look good. Like, you look pale as a ghost when he told you that. And I'm like, I almost died. I'm just not ready to have another surgery or let him do another surgery. Um, so it took a little while to let him do it, because they was actually trying to do it within the month. I didn't let them do it till December because I'm like, well, I got a birthday coming up. You're not gonna do it then. Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm like, I want to enjoy a little bit before if something happens and I can't do anything. I want to enjoy everything, because the year before that, I didn't get to enjoy my birthday. I didn't get to enjoy Thanksgiving. I didn't get to enjoy Christmas. Like, it was just horrible. I was out of work 2 months. Last time I was out of work a month. So, but this time when I had surgery, um, I was tubed. I can't say it what it is, but like when people come in and they're like going to CPR and they got the little oxygen thing. I had that done. So I was tubed, which goes in all the way to your stomach. And they monitored me the whole time. So if something was to happen or aspirated, it would go into that tube because I'm flipped upside down during my surgery. And they say it's rare that they tube people during surgery. So, they sedate you, but you're not tubed automatically. I had like 4 or 5 anesthesia, and let me tell you, and this is going to make me tear, they was the best. They came in, they introduced themselves, and told me what they was doing and asked me if I understood what they was doing, which I didn't know I was getting tubed or anything until the day of surgery. Because I even told my primary care I was scared to be put to sleep. And I guess she was on it. Because I was like, we got to figure out a way to get the surgery done because I'm scared to be put to sleep. And I don't think I want to have it. She was on it. So when I got in the operating room, so 2 of them introduced me. One came and got me. He introduced himself. And then they put me in the operating room. I have like 2 more now. I was like, I know I'm on good drugs. But it's a lot of y'all in here. This is just anesthesia, not the surgeon, not anybody else. He was like, they had to have a lot in here because what happened to me the first time, and I'm getting tubed. I was like, okay. I was like, y'all are not playing, and I love this. I was like, so why they didn't do this the first time? Which I had surgery at a different hospital. I refused to have surgery there again. So how they get you in there, they're about to put the mask on. I look at them. Because, I'm still in the regular hospital bed because I have to be flipped. So they're not really doing much but trying to get me to sleep, and then they're going to do everything. Because he was like, when you get ready to doze off, we're going to put it in. And we'll take it out when you're waking up. He said, you might feel it and you might remember and you might not. But you're going to be on good drugs. So I'm like, okay. And I remember telling him, I was like, I panicked when they put the mask on me. Because I did good. I do good. I thought I was going to panic during this whole surgery procedure because what happened. I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown. They called me coming early because he was supposed to be there. Doctor gets there. He's just frustrated because he was like, they told me to come early, but I had patience. First of all, you don't come in frustrated when you're about to do a surgery. You don't do it. Um, so then right there, I'm like, fuck, here we go. Because my mom just looks at him because she came up. She was like, well, ain't he just rude? I was like, don't get me nervous. Because then I'm going to back out and I want to do him. But anyway, so back to the surgeons. They get me in there, and he starts putting the mask on, and I'm like, stop. He was like, are you alright? I'm like, I get nervous when they put the mask on me. Like, I get fidgety. I get panicky. So they took the little thing off, and they stuck it in my mouth. And I was out. I was like, they are the bomb. And I remember waking up, and one of the anesthesia guys actually sat beside me until I woke up because my oxygen was low. And I remember waking up and him telling the nurse, "Okay, she's fine now. Her oxygen is up. Her oxygen is up." And I gave him the thumbs up, and I said, "Thank you," because they had my back and they make sure that nothing was gonna happen to me during my surgery. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like they actually care because I did not want to have another surgery. Sorry, it's gonna make me tear up. Like that, he literally sat in there and make sure I was alright because I just knew I wasn't gonna make it through the surgery. Um, I remember waking up after the anesthesia guy left, and they turned on my battery, and they gave me the, excuse my language, the fucking shit, like the fucking shock from hell. Like it felt like I got struck by lightning. And I remember grabbing the bed, and I was like, "Turn this shit off." And she shocked it again. I was like, turn it off, turn it off. I swear I scared the nurse, but it wasn't the nurse doing it. It was the lady that does the battery. So my battery is just like having a heart stent. That's just in my lower back. Um, that shit hurts. Like nobody understands but having a nerve stimulator. Because it's just like being shot by lightning. And it hurts. And then it's like, I'll be back. Because I mean, I scared that woman. I mean, I let her have it. And she came back in and she was like, oh, something was wrong with the phone. So it was connected. It's connected to, this one was connected to a phone. So when she was turning it on, she was holding it next to the battery in the phone. And something was wrong with the phone. So that's why it was shocking it real bad. So then they had to reprogram it to my old remote. So that was pretty much it. I've had a little bit of problems with it, where I had to turn it up, where I started peeing on myself and stuff again. I had to lose in the doctor's office. I'm like, listen, I just got this damn thing, and I should not be using the bathroom on myself. I've already had 2 bacterial infections, which is really weird, but they said, like, when you do use the bathroom on yourself sometimes, it causes a lot of moisture. So, that's how that works. So, I had to go to a rectal doctor because my back end was starting to hurt. So, she told me that after you use the bath, after you get out the shower, use the hair dryer, blow your butt, which I was like, blow your butt. And it works. Use the hair dryer, you blow your butt crack, put in a cotton ball in there at night, and it keeps the moisture from being in your butthole and it won't irritate it. I was like, why has nobody ever told me that? Like, you just gave me life and it works. But yeah, I've had a little bit of problems since I've had the battery. But let me say, when they took my battery out, He's actually was just supposed to go in and change the lead because the lead was what pulled out the nerve. And they came out and told my mom that they had to replace the whole battery because the battery wasn't even working. So I was really sore, but so they had to pull the battery out, we'll dig it out. They had to dig all the wires out because you have wires in there too that's connected to the lead. A mess. I wasn't, and you talk about pain. That pain would knock you off your feet. Like I don't think I moved for like the first week and a half. Like I was just in so much pain, and the only thing that did relieve it was the pain meds. But the pain meds they give you is not strong. Like when I went to go see my primary care, because my primary care made me come see her that Monday to make sure I had no fluid built up in my lungs. Because I do have a bad lung from having aspirin pneumonia. So I do have to see a pulmonologist like every 3 to 6 months. And when I do get sick, like if I have a cold or anything, that's the first thing they check to make sure there's nothing in my lung. And it sucks. Because I don't expect to be 32 with a bad lung. Makes me want to cry. But yeah, I just had an accident like a week ago where I was real sick and they thought I might have pneumonia. Like, I'm really, what's it called? I'm prone to get pneumonia a lot now. And it sucks. So every time I get sick, they be like, well, we got to see if you have pneumonia. And I'm like, really? Like, it's so depressing. Because every time I get sick, it's the first thing they check for. And I'm like, often have aspirin pneumonia. But, yeah, either that or my asthma might trigger it. And it was like one day I went tachycardic. I still go on tachycardic a lot. And it triggered my, mess up my lung. I thought I had the flu one day, mess with my lung. Like, just stupid stuff that messes with the lung. They're like, oh, well, we gotta see if you got pneumonia. And I remember last year, they thought every time I was sick, because the flu was going real bad, I work in the hospital. Every time they thought I had pneumonia. And I would have a nervous breakdown in the doctor's office because I'm like, I almost died. But then like, we don't have to keep you in the hospital. That's a good thing. We just have to get it, early before he gets bad. And I'm like, I can't. So that's pretty much my experience. So my weight's been up and down. I got down to 208. I get back up to like 210, 213. I'll get back down to like 209. So it's just up and down. The pulmonary doctor told me I had to lose weight. I was like I think I was like 211 in there. The nutritionist and the doctor I see for my weight, I think it's like, I was like 215 when I see them. Like, my weight is up and down, which is hard because I'm still on like limited things that I can do since I've had that surgery. So I'm like, I can't do much. I'm about to get braces, which I'm going to do vlogs about that. I grind my teeth real bad, so my teeth are shifted, so I heard they hurt when you first get them on for like a week. I heard they hurt when you get them tightened. So I'm going to do like a real like a green juice diet with protein like the first couple of days. So maybe I can lose some weight. My teeth ain't that bad though. Like this says that. Say bye-bye to my gap. That made me depressed because I'm like, money. It's always about money somewhere. I'm going to give out the before look of my teeth. See? My teeth used to be like this. Now like this. See? All from grinding my teeth. It starts something like that. And he said he might have to, what did he say? Later in my piece, this right here, if it starts to bunch out. So I got a week until I get braces. So maybe my weight would get back on track. But I just want to give y'all an update because I haven't been on in a while. I'm going to try to do better. It was just so much when I went back to work. I'm just tired all the time. I don't sleep. I had a sleep study done and it came back negative, so they don't know why I'm not sleeping. Even with sleeping medicine. Like, I have prescription sleeping medicine and I don't sleep. Like, last night I went to bed at 4. I had to be up at 9. Like, the day I seen the pulmonary doctor, I might have had 3 hours of sleep. And I'm with my hair like this, sticking up everywhere. It was worse than this, everywhere. And he was like, "Are you alright?" I was like, "I am tired. Like, I don't sleep, and they don't know why." But he was like, "I need to start working out and tire myself out, and then I would sleep." And I'm like, I don't want to tire myself out every day just to go to bed. Like, I do a lot of walking and stuff at work as it is. I don't know. But I'm going to do a video in about a week and a half when I get my braces on. Give you another weight loss update. Right now, I think I'm like 213, something like that. But I really got to crack down my weight. I'm doing like a smoothie cleanse diet because of my teeth. My teeth is going to hurt. My mouth already hurts anyway, so I don't think it can be no worse because my teeth are just moving, so everything just hurts from grinding. So, I see y'all in about a week and a half. Give y'all update and everything. And happy Valentine's Day and enjoy. Bye.